Welcome back to the Fanspeak Network and a special extra edition of Sibling Showdown. This is the free agency frenzy edition, and we are drafting a big board. We'll talk about that. I'll join the room in just 1 minute. That's right. Happy free agency frenzy. Happy free agency Monday. The news is already flying. We're ready to react to it. We're ready to jump into a big board. Give it another minute or two.
Actually,
but I'm going to pull
a bigger board.
Oh yeah. Sorry, I meant to say bigger board. We were doing the $100 bigger board today, and I'm going to jump in it just 1 minute. Anybody that wants to join us, I'm going to join from my phone, but I will pull over. Let me pull over Underdog. So I'm ready to go, and then we'll, then we can watch the countdown, and then as we're waiting, if we're waiting, we can look at free agency news. So let me pull this over. Whoever would like to join us for a bigger board, $100 buy-in, but it's a 4 of 12 advance rate, 2 of 8, 1 of 8 to a 23 seed final, which is really nice. Steve and I have been drafting big boards together, so now we're drafting a bigger board together. So this is fun. Don't pay attention to the screen. I'll pull that up in a minute. I am going to enter the bigger board on my phone. So bigger board, the $100 buy-in. I'm entering it right now. If anybody wants to join, we are waiting for 8. So if you're on any chats, if you're on Twitter, you want to join us, we are waiting for 8. Hopefully we can get it filled in the next 20 minutes or so, and that'll give us time to talk through some free agency news in the meantime. Actually, Steve, let me pull over. Well, first of all, Steve, how are you doing on this free agency frenzy Monday?
Doing good. It's been an exciting amount of news since noon today. So glad Twitter's working again.
Yeah, that was really weird with the Twitter being down, and that was rough. But we're back with Twitter, thank God. And I'm pulling over the Underdog news feed, Underdog NFL, to just see if there's anything that I missed. Kenny Pickett to the Browns was the last big thing. Josh Dobbs to the Patriots. Jarvis Ward, that was someone on the Washington's radar, right? There, he's going to the Colts.
Yeah.
Okay. Obviously, the Washington made a big move to get Laramie Tunzel. But talk through some of your favorite moves, Steve, as I pull this up, and then we'll talk through some of the.
Yeah. Overall, I know we're not caring as much about defense, but the Patriots are using their money to get a defense. I think that's smart because some of the best players out there are defenders, and then that also frees them up to maybe use the 4th overall pick on offensive lineman or Tet McMillan, as well as a lot of their other draft capital. I think Washington getting Larry Tunzel, they paid a price, but there was no. After Stanley re-signed, there was no left tackles of that caliber, that caliber in free agency. Not going to find one in the draft, particularly where they're drafting. So they would go out and get a big move. They need to protect Jaden Daniels. One of the few issues that he had was took a lot of sacks, and this should help with that. And particularly with Sam Cosmi, their best offensive lineman, getting hurt in the Lions playoff game and probably not ready for the start of the season. In terms of some other more like fantasy relevant news, Bears continue to shore up the offensive line. I think that was big with Dahlman. I think, the quarterback carousel, as we start to see Darnold to Seattle, at least now we can kind of stack that a little bit, though honestly, there's only like one guy to stack right now, JSN. We don't know who their tight end's going to be. Don't know who their second or third receiver is going to be. You can stack with the running backs, but Fields to the Jets. I will say with this, I've not been drafting a lot of Fields just because there were outcomes where he's kind of a backup quarterback. I think given that's the Jets, I think given that they gave him the money that they did, he's clearly going to be a starter, so I feel much better drafting him. We'll see what that follow-up means for teams like the Titans and the Steelers and Giants. There was a report that the Browns are taking the quarterback at 2. I don't know how that is impacted if the Giants jump ahead of them and take one at 1, if they're taking Shador Sanders no matter what. But I do think this becomes very, kind of a very interesting continuing quarterback carousel as we figure out where Rodgers goes. Cousins situation, we don't know yet how that breaks down, and then Russ Wilson as well. I think moving on to like more skill guys. Interestingly, pretty much the only running back we've seen, well, Samaje Perine, but Elijah Mitchell to the Chiefs. I thought they would shoot for a little higher mark than that, and maybe they're going to look to bring in a mid-tier draft pick, like a third, fourth rounder, something like that, which could absolutely start in this kind of draft. But that's it so far, and that's it. Well, Aaron Jones did go back to the Vikings yesterday, so
right. There was a lot of news yesterday. Obviously, I just want to interrupt you really quick to say we are waiting on 7. So if you're just joining us, first of all, thank you for joining us for this free agency frenzy special sibling showdown draft, where we are drafting a bigger board, $100 buy-in. And let's say hi to the folks in chat. Our guy Frank King of Kings says, I've been trying to fill a bigger board all day since 9 a.m. Hopefully we can help you do that, Frank. And I hope that you're in here with us. Steve's friend Joe from Growing Up said he might join us. Hopefully he's in there. This is sweet. Goats Cards Charles said, be honest, 3 of 12 versus YouTube. Very kind of you. And thank you for joining us. That's very sweet. Steve and I do have a 50% advance rate together, but we'll see how it goes here in the bigger board, the higher stakes. And of course, our guy Spread. Be sure to check him and Tyler out on live drafts every Tuesday. What is up, Spread? Best Ball on Call. Always love to see you here to watch and for your likes. Thank you. Be sure to hit that like button on the way in. And as you can see on the bottom of the screen, I'll take this time as we're waiting to fill this room up. We are on the road to 500 subs. We only need 28 more to get there. Once we do, we'll have a $500 giveaways party, several giveaways that we'll give out once we hit 500 subs, which is hopefully very soon. So tell a friend, help us get there. We appreciate it. And yes, hit that like on the way in. Thank you, Best Ball on Call. Okay, so yeah, we are waiting on, excuse me. Yeah, we are still waiting on 7. So yeah, let's go over yesterday's. Yesterday, people were like, wait, I thought free agency didn't start. Well, it was the guys that cut, like Devontae Adams. It was obviously they're people's own team's own free agents. And, like Aaron Jones, tons of moves yesterday. Aaron Jones back to the Vikings, obviously Devontae Adams to the Rams. And if you covered all this while I was tweeting, Steve, I apologize. Devontae Adams to the Rams. Obviously the Geno news from the Raiders to Seattle. Obviously trades can happen too. What was the other? There was another big DK Metcalf. Thank you. Trade to the Steelers. That was a massive, massive move. And then today the more dominoes fell with the quarterbacks. I'm sure you mentioned it as I was doing other things, but Justin Fields, like you said, to the Jets, and Sam Darnold to the Seahawks. And now we're waiting for the other dominoes to fall. Do you think? Let me see if you think this filled out is what's going to be that happens, or what do you think is most likely to happen? I think it's going to be, from all the smoke and rumors, Rodgers to the Steelers, Russ to the Titans, Steelers or Giants trade up for Cam Ward, like you said. Cleveland just takes Shador or something, and maybe a stopgap like Cousins. Yeah,
that's possible. I do think Rodgers to the Steelers makes the most sense. I honestly think Rodgers and Wilson are kind of the Steelers' only options. You can't, and Fields was not a good option for them, but with Darnold gone, Shador Sanders, he's very accurate, but he's not a strong deep ball thrower, and two of the best deep ball receivers in the league. So it just would not make sense to put your eggs in that basket. I do think Giants and Browns might just be resigned for rookie quarterbacks. But Giants almost assuredly have to trade up. Now, maybe Browns, they trade back, because this is a team that has a lot of needs. I don't know. I would be shocked if it ends up Ward and Sanders 1-2. Patriots would love that at number 4, getting either Travis Hunter or Abdul Carter. But so we'll see how that shakes
I think that
out.
would be super fun for Travis Hunter to go to the Patriots. I think there you're getting more receiver snaps, obviously.
Oh yeah.
I'm rooting for that personally.
Yeah, that would be fun on a couple levels. But no, these last couple quarterback moves are going to be very interesting, surprised we haven't heard more in the Cousins situation. Falcons kind of let Dahlman, their top center, walk, essentially, and cut to Grady Jarrett. And look, I mean, their cap's messed up with the Cousins situation no matter what, but I don't know. That's interesting how Atlanta is handling it. I think the other thing we'll need to see is, and I hadn't gotten to it yet. First you asked me about yesterday's moves. Love Devontae Adams to the Rams. I mean, just absolutely perfect fit, perfect value. I mean, he should be flying up boards now. Puka should fall maybe to the back half of the first round, but that's about it. Like the back couple of picks of the first round, but that's about it.
Right.
I think you have a really, really strong 1-2 punch at wide receiver, and Tutu Atwell is going to be your 3 splash play guy every now and then, but yeah, not a huge amount of fantasy value. And DK, him and Pickens have some overlapping skills, like I said, but if the right quarterback's in there, that's fine. And I think that gives Pittsburgh their best, 1-2 puncher receiver in the last couple of years.
So do you think Pickens stays and doesn't get traded?
I do, because I think, sure, like Steelers.
Actually, pause that thought for 1 second. If anybody is in here and in the waiting room waiting for this to get filled, retweet it too. I'm going to tweet again, pinging some people, see if we can get this thing filled quicker. But go ahead, your thoughts on Pickens.
So the thing with Pickens that I think is, sure, he's been a bit of a head case, whatever, but not, I mean, relative to some other teams and some other situations, it's not even as bad as Tyreek Hill or whatever. And he's also dealt with some really bad quarterback play. I mean, Kenny Pickett, Mason Rudolph, Justin Fields. I mean, Russ is the best quarterback he's had. And, that wasn't even like elite. And then he missed a couple games. He was injured for part of that time. So, and then not having anyone opposite him. I mean, teams just started bracketing him and double covering him and stuff like that. So now that's not going to happen. Really shouldn't. And look, if you focus on these two guys, the big beneficiary could be Pat Freiermuth. Middle of the field should be wide open. Safeties are going to be having to be over the top of these two receivers. But you do need the right quarterback to make it all fit. That's the other thing we've seen today. We've seen like these cheaper wide receiver moves. De'Ami Brown to the Jaguars. The actual bigger one is Jordan Palmer or Josh Palmer to the Bills, who actually gave him 3 years. That could be interesting from the sense of he should fill the the kind of X vertical threat receiver role. Let Shakir work in the slot, like Coleman work, kind of in the intermediate area. Not perfect, but it could be the solid makings of a receiver group now.
Sorry, I'm just trying to ping people to get this,
no
try to get this thing filled. Tyler, Emo Cowboy, one of our favorite, just did a bigger board alert. Omega King just did put it out there. I know it takes a while to gear up for $100 bigger board, but that's what makes these things fun, is once you get it filled, it's a lot of fun to do. So hopefully we can get a few more here soon. All right, talk about as I'm pinging more people and trying to get this thing filled. I'm not as through. Palmer to the Bills doesn't move the needle. To me, it feels like a lot of mid receivers. Like I know he's an X receiver, but it just feels. But I know some Bills fans that are happy. But it just feels like a lot of mid receivers.
Yeah.
But thank you, Ant. Always good to see you. He says, "What's up?" Go ahead.
I probably would have gone with Darius Slayton for that role. Bills weren't going to get a big swing. I mean, with Higgins still likely tagged and on the Bengals, I don't see them trading him. Metcalf traded, Adams signed, and Chris Godwin re-signed, and that was the big news today. There's no big difference maker out there. There's a lot of solid receivers, whether these guys like, Palmer to a lesser extent, but Slayton, or bigger name, vets, either coming off injury or age, like Cooper, Keenan Allen, Diggs, Hopkins, etc. Cooper Kupp still available via trade. there's just not like major difference makers. So you're kind of looking for a specific role. Like you could say, oh, Cooper Kupp or Keenan Allen is a better receiver than Josh Palmer, but they don't fit the role that the Bills are looking for. And that's kind of the problem. So, Bills, again, Slayton would have been probably my better choice for that kind of role. I think there's more upside there, a little bit more juice. I'd be more willing to pay that multi-years and 13, 14 million. I kind of thought Slayton would get that 13 million, roughly what Gabe Davis got last year. But it just kind of shows you that where the receiver market is. And in the Bills especially, it's not like they're going to be in a position to take Ted McMillan. Other ex-receivers are, Trey Harris or Jaden Higgins. Those are more second rounders. So you either take them too early, trade back, hope you still get them. It's just they're kind of in a no man's land, I feel like. And this frees up their first rounder to either trade back, stop crowd picks, or like focus in on like just a more talented all-around player, like maybe a corner or a defensive lineman, since they just got rid of Von Miller. So we'll to see what the rest of the free agency looks like. But Palmer carries some risk, but if he's healthy, we've seen flashes, and we even saw it last year. Though it was like that Ravens game where Josh Palmer just kept getting open, but he kept getting penalized and wasn't always called. But he does get open. Advanced metrics like him a little bit more.
Let's share the rest of the underdog news today and talk that through a little bit here, and go through the biggest ones, because I think people want to hear more about than Josh Palmer. No offense to Josh Palmer. We are waiting now on 6. We got off the Schneid in here, GM. Thank you. And I know he has a show tonight. I believe Tyler, one of the best ball guys, has a show tonight. Off the Schneid has a show tonight. We have another show tonight. Andrew and Justin will be on at 9:30. So a lot of best ball shows for you. A lot of live drafts tonight. Hopefully we can get this bigger board filled. Best ball on call says maybe bigger in all caps. People don't pay attention. That's a great call. Joe Pano says, where would you draft Palmer? He's going in drafts. Please say 20 rounds. Steve.
Well, he's going in 20th round, but he's going to go up. Nobody thought he had a role. Now he's going to be a starter with one of the best quarterbacks in the league. Should he be like a top 12 round? No. But look, last year, Curtis Samuel, who had nowhere near Palmer's upside, Samuel's no touchdown equity, was going way higher. So should he go that high? No. But he'll probably settle around the 15th round, at least through the draft, and then we'll see from there. And he could go higher beyond that. It's just anytime you're attaching yourself to an elite quarterback, somebody's going to be interested.
All right, let's talk through some of the other news here. Let me pull up the screen for Underdog News, which is what I've been using all day once Twitter came back. So let's go through some of our favorite pieces of news. Obviously, the quarterbacks are the let's talk that through first, Steve. Seattle, Darnold, Jets, Fields. How are you handling that in best ball? Now let's talk about best ball implications. We all know, I think everybody who's watching this, if you're a football sicko, a best ball sicko in March, you pretty much know everything. We don't need to tell you what's going on, and Underdog has caught us up. So I don't need to read all the news. Let's talk them through and how we're handling these individually as we wait for this to fill. Hopefully another 6 people will join us. But as we're waiting for this to fill, the quarterbacks, how are you handling Justin Fields? How are you handling Sam Darnold and those teams respectively? Me personally, I don't have a lot of interest in the Jets skill positions, but I don't mind taking shots on Fields because I know he can be a fantasy asset. But does he elevate someone like Garrett Wilson? They played together 1 year. I don't know. I don't know if I've never been a Justin Fields girl. So I don't know that I have. It makes me very interested in Garrett Wilson, who I love, but it makes me interested in now, like you said, taking some more Fields individually. So let's go one by one, answer each one, and then we'll do it that way. So Fields, how are you handling that and the Jets?
Yeah, I'm not really upgrading Fields. I now personally feel good about it. I previously did not feel good about taking him as QB 25 when there was outcomes of him to the Colts or someone else when he's only starting half the year. now I feel comfortable whether he's QB 25, 26, 27, whatever. As for what it does with the Jets, I mean, right now it's only kind of impacting Garrett Wilson and a little Breece Hall. We don't know who the rest of the receivers or tight ends are. So Garrett Wilson, I don't think it's a major plus, but it's better than Tyrod Taylor. There was those reports. So I don't think it should move the needle on Garrett Wilson until we see what kind of other receivers they bring in opposite him.
So I haven't really been drafting much Garrett Wilson for the unknown reason.
I've only drafted him at value. Like if he falls a couple spots, kind of same with Breece Hall. Like I never draft him above ADP. If they're at ADP or after ADP, I'll take them. And I'll probably kind of keep that same mentality. Moving on to Darnold, I think it's this and with DK gone, definitely a help for JSN. He gets the best quarterback out there. And, I do think there are some things he did differently than Geno, but roughly they're the same type of guy. And
especially if they can upgrade the middle of their offensive line. I think that he's working with, help me out with the offensive coordinator. He's working with Clint Kubiak, who he worked with in San Francisco. That's a great fit. Okay, we're down to 5. Count down to 5. Let's do. Hopefully, it's a 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. He worked with Clint Kubiak. That's a huge plus. They got to shore up the middle of that offensive line because we know Darnold's pressure sensitive. And then who are they going to add with some of these picks that they've gotten from trading off these guys? Who are they going to add in addition to JSN? Still questions to answer, but I mean, I've been drafting Darnold just because I knew he was going to have a starting role. So I've been drafting him. Obviously, haven't been able to stack him. Now I'm interested in stacking him. But so I assume you're still interested in drafting JSN and Darnold and just
I mean, I'd probably move Darnold up a couple spots. Honestly, you could probably make a case that you switch Darnold and Fields. But it's not. I think the biggest thing is I'm probably moving Stafford up a couple spots. Having those two receivers, I think, keeps him in such a extremely high floor. Is he going to get a lot of 30-point games? No, but he had like 6, 7 20-point games last year, something like that.
Yeah.
And that was with, Puka missing a good chunk of the year, Kupp missing a good chunk of the year, both together missing a good chunk of the year, and over half their offensive line missing, the first 6, 7 weeks. So, those things change. Stafford is QB, right now I think Ward's going as QB 24. Maybe Stafford should be QB 24. I like Ward. Ward's fine, but I could see Stafford moving up a couple spots.
All right, let's talk through some of the other what we think could happen. First of all, Joe said he took Palmer to 11 for what it's worth. So thank you. That is good to know. And yes, like you said, he's attached to one of the best offenses on the league. So something at that late in the draft, it makes sense. Okay, so we talked through Jets, we talked through Seahawks. The one I'm buying the most of. You just mentioned Stafford. Yes, definitely have more interest. And by the way, we were down to 4. Now we're back up to 5. Damn it, we lost one. Well, we're down to 5. We did have it down to 4. Let's keep talking, putting out the good vibes, and hopefully we get 5 more here. But you talked about Stafford. Agree with you. I am raising Devontae way up. My rankings way up. And yes, our rankings will be available soon on fanspeak.com, getting all that back end stuff that we're excited about to bring you all sorts of good best ball content and rankings and all the good things. But I'm moving Devontae way up. I was able to get him actually in a bigger board, slow draft today. I didn't think he'd fall back to me at 40. He did. I was thrilled to get him at 40 in a bigger board. So I'm moving Devontae way up. How do you handle DK Metcalf? See a lot of people kind of more bearish on it, but if it's going to be Aaron Rodgers, I'm in. I know the situation feels weird. And by the way, all the stepbrothers, memes and gifs are hysterical. All the different, funny things that people have done with the Pickens. And we'll see, what percent do you think Pickens gets traded?
I think very low.
Okay, so you think low. I mean, there's just a wide range of opinions on that. So you think low. I agree with you. If they get a really good running 1-2 punch to complement Warren, and then they have let's say a first or second round running back with Warren, and then those two on the outside, obviously can go balls, and they DK can certainly run definitely some intermediate routes and crossers and stuff like that too. But it opens up a lot in the middle. Maybe Roman Wilson comes to life. Maybe Pat Fryermuth gets some, like you said, some great action over the middle. But I'm kind of bullish on DK Metcalf in the change of scenery.
Yeah, I think
we're down to four left for that.
I think the biggest question will be, will the Steelers throw more? Last year they were
Arthur Smith is so annoying.
Fifth fewest in passing attempts. And look, the Ravens were second fewest. 49ers are always one of the fewest. You can be a very good passing team and throw the ball. Eagles had the fewest passing attempts and throw the ball very little. But the question is, if your efficiency is not, Lamar, Purdy, Jalen Hurts, you need to be, throwing the ball more. So
we're down to three. We're down to three.
Almost there. So yeah, I hope they throw the ball more. I think probably one of Pickens or DK need to slide a little bit. I wouldn't move either up. And I'm probably more of line that keep kind of DK where he's at, maybe move him back a couple of spots, move Pickens back maybe half around 10 spots. Again, I don't think it needs to be crazy, just because also both provide just big time spike week potential.
All right. God bless the best ball community. Ping a couple people. Cody from Off the Schneid, Tyler, Emo Cowboy, they come through, they share it, and all of a sudden we're down to two. And then, Omega King shared it, tagged Milton Williams. Milton Williams said, thank you for tagging. So the best ball community is awesome. Let me say hi to these folks again. Cody, check him out. He's on tonight. Let's see. Love your podcast, folks. Thank you, Daniel. We appreciate it. Mike Rob, as people, you two good. Don't stress. Just make Rudy and Andrew do more. We'll do what we can. But yes, we can't wait to launch our best ball subscription. In the meantime, we're just going to crank out these shows. We have best ball shows every day of the week, or every weekday, strategy shows, live drafts, as you can see, usually multiple each weekday. All right, we got our guy. I remember it was something 13.
Legion 13.
Legion 13. We got our guy Legion 13. He's hopping in. We're down to 2. Again, the best ball community is the best. Thank you for tagging. Thank you for sharing to all the people that did. We really appreciate it. So I'm sorry. So where are you comfortable taking DK? What's the summary there?
I probably would bump him down a couple spots, but not a ton. Like I'd have to look at who he's positioned around now.
Okay, let's go to some other highlights today. I'm trying to think of the biggest offensive highlights, because there was a lot of like upgrades. Patriots made a ton of upgrades. Washington made some nice upgrades. I'm trying to think of other fancy relevant ones.
I think Chris Godwin should move up.
Yes. Okay. Thank you.
He's back with Baker. I know it's a new offense coordinator, but I think they're just running this thing back. Also, just extremely cool to see. Like, everyone wants to play there. I mean, really shows a good organization. Shows the faith in Baker. But yeah,
absolutely.
I mean,
3 years, 66 million, 44 guaranteed. He left money on the table to go back and play with Baker and Mike Evans and the Bucs. So you gotta love that.
How Godwin was being used last year before the injury, and the thing, and honestly, Baker's my highest drafted quarterback right now. And keep it rolling, because he finished where he did in quarterback rankings last year, with Chris Godwin missing essentially half the year and Mike Evans missing 6-7 games, whatever it was. So yeah, I feel pretty good. And of course, McMillan, a rookie. So, it's just really, really good vibes for the Bucs. And they also signed Ben Bredson. So their offensive line is going to be more, continue to be more intact, and, just really exciting about the Bucs across the board.
Yeah.
And I don't think it should move Evans down at all. It should move McMillan down.
It should move McMillan down. Yeah, absolutely. And I probably took McMillan, if I'm being honest. I probably personally took McMillan a little too much early. I've kind of pumped the brakes recently, but yeah, it should move him down even more. So we talked about Fields. We talked about Darnold, Seahawks, Jets, the implications for their skill position players. Trying to think of
another couple things I wanted to mention. This from over the weekend, both Gesicki and Ertz back with their teams. This is how we've been drafting all year.
Yeah, we've been high on both of them.
I do expect both to move up a couple rounds, and they should. I mean, Ertz was a top 12. I think he finished tight end 10. Gesicki was less, but he only had 2 touchdowns last year. that's, if we're giving,
This is funny for a Washington fan. Steve sure lights up when he's talking about the Bucks. I mean, Baker did help him win 50K, Joe.
Yeah.
But love seeing Joe, Steve's childhood friend, in here. Hopefully in the draft with us. That's awesome. You do, Steve. You do light up. But Baker did help you.
Yeah.
You and I have always been a fan of Baker. He's just
Yeah.
scrappy. He's a fun guy to root for. Shaking my head. But he did help you win 50K.
Yeah,
Fourth place in the big board last year. That goes a long way. You know who my guy from my Bulldog finals team that came in 5th place, 10K, much different than you. But JMO like is the one that sent me home. Jacobs helped get me to the finals. JMO helped bring it home to the 5th place. And yeah, it's like you'll have a forever love for those players.
Yes.
So yeah, it just says money talks. Absolutely. It does. just as a lot of the guys today, including and yesterday, especially
Myles Garrett.
especially Myles Garrett. He's like, I'm leaving, I'm done, I'm not coming back. And then okay, I like that. So Titans among other teams for Russell Wilson. That's obviously coming off the strong rumors to Rodgers to Pittsburgh. I actually think that makes some sense for the Titans. So obviously I wouldn't be surprised if then they can trade back, maybe get like I really makes me feel like Travis Hunter could go to either the Titans, which they mentioned use them on defense, but I don't know, maybe with Russ, maybe they'd use them or the Patriots. I think Travis Hunter to the Patriots would be so fun because they have not addressed any offensive skill talent yet. Correct me if I'm wrong. They got an offensive lineman, a lot of defense today.
Yeah, no, their corners are set now. They got who was it? Carlton Davis, I believe. So with him and Christian Gonzalez, you don't really need Travis Hunter as 100% player.
That's true. I would love for my Travis Hunter shares if he went to the Patriots and was with Drake, because I've been drafting Drake May a ton. I'm trying to draft Travis Hunter a ton. We'll talk about that.
If it goes 1-2 quarterback, which still a question, but look, Titans got rid of Harold Landry, so they need an edge to save their life. So assuming Landry's health checks out, or Carter's health checks out, they should be taking Abdul Carter.
Yeah, I'm not seeing a ton more like fantasy impact. Broncos won't trade for Cooper Kupp, have interest in if released.
Another thing that I want to mention, I mentioned
Zach Wilson back up to the Dolphins. At least they have someone who's something. Yeah, I know.
I don't know about that. But I mentioned the Ertz and Gesicki.
Yes, sorry.
Really fun with them. The other thing, the tight end today, we saw Evan Ingram released the other day. Brenton Strange, the Jaguars signed 2 clearly backup tight ends. So I think it's very clear that Brenton Strange is going to have full crack at this starting role. So yeah, I've been drafting him a lot, and I feel very strongly about continuing to do so.
No, that's a really great point about those 2 smaller Jaguars moves that then makes Brenton Strange feel more safe. So I think that's a really good point, and that's a really good point. Andrew and Justin and the other guys have been talking about a lot, especially about Ertz. You and I have been talking about Ertz. Most likely back to Washington, he was Jaden Daniels, like one of his outside Terry go-to guys, and our week 17 hero. And then you've talked a ton about Gesicki. And those re-signings of Gesicki and Ertz, I think, are huge for and Strange. You want to do a late round tight end, you could do worse than Strange, Ertz, and Gesicki in like the last few rounds. So
Patriots re-signed Austin Hooper, so maybe that means Hunter Henry is still going to be their top tight end. I was
going to say, I hope so. I hope so. I've drafted a lot when I've drafted May because it's such a mystery box of who's going to be with.
No idea.
Yeah, it's really just been I've tacked on Antonio Gibson late, or I've drafted Hunter Henry. So yeah, I like that. Mike Rob says he's our chat lord. Love Mike Rob. Who gets the juice is going more, Baker for Steve or Cam? He means Scatterbo for Meg. Hey, Steve's the one that like sent me Scatterbo highlights, and then I just became obsessed.
Don't blame me for your addiction.
Can't turn the off button. Quote of the show: Meg is in favor of some late Strange. If you just clip these things without any context, look, that's really good. All right, we're down to 1, folks. If you have been waiting, patiently here for the last half hour to draft a bigger board with us. We are down to one. It takes a village, but we're going to get it done here. We are down to one. We're doing a bigger board. And now might be a good time to talk because I'm not seeing anything else on the feeds. When do you think the Aaron Rodgers thing lands? Because I think then the rest, and the other
I think
dominoes might fall.
It could be tonight, it could be tomorrow.
Yeah.
I don't think he felt Rodgers going to move at his own pace, but I don't think he was going to rush to do it, like be the first one. But I think he probably wanted to let Darnold set it, because then he could kind of decide from there.
Yeah, no, great point. All right, I'm bringing over the board because hopefully it's going to start soon. And thank you to, it's loading DC Hawkeye for jumping in. You are our 11th. We're now waiting for one. So we appreciate you and look forward to drafting with you here shortly. Let's talk as we wait for the draft to start. This, it is 4 of 12, right? 4 of 12. Yeah. Okay, so 4 of 12 in this pod, 4 of us are going to move on. Steve and I are obviously drafting together, but 4 of us are moving on. And then it's 2 of 8 in the quarterfinals to the semifinals, 1 of 8 to a 23-person finals. That's really nice. And what I like about this, as opposed to BBM or any just of the structures where it's, 2 of 12 and, what are the kind of the hound dogs and those type, they're like more of like 2 of 12, 1 of 6, those kind of things. What I love about a structure like this, because essentially is 1 of 4, 2 of 8, but the 2 of 8 is nice. Let me tell you that, because you could be in a pod with somebody who hits the nuts. I was in my Bulldog pod. Someone hit the absolute nuts. There's no way I was touching him. But because of his 2 of 8, I still had a very strong lineup that moved on. So I really, really like the 2 of 8. Now, this is just 2 of 8 for quarterfinals, and then semifinals is 1 of 8. What I'll say is in these types of advanced rate structures, you don't have to force the stacking as much. Now, I'm still open to team stacking. Like I just started one with I think we're going to start soon. I just started one. Let me just finish my thought with I had gotten Henry and Lamar in the second and third round. And so that allows me to kind of I feel like to have some ping pong through the playoff weeks. Now I do that in BBM as well, but yeah, I'm still all for team stacking. I just don't think you have to reach to stack. You just have good player takes, good structure, make a sound structure. And yeah, I still am into team stacking, but I wouldn't force anything. So it's official, folks. We have started it. We are starting in 30 seconds here. We're at the 3 spot. Let me bring over the board and we can read who all is in here. Okay. Is it okay? So we got Joe in here. So we have let us know your name. So in chat, we're at 3. Joe Pano at 4. King of Kings, Frank is at 7. Paul Legion 13 at 8. Omega King at 12. So those are the ones I recognize. If I didn't mention you, please put your name in chat or your handle in chat so we can follow along here. Okay, Steve, we're at 3. We'll obviously see what happens. But I've already taken Gibbs early in a bigger board, so he's the one early one that I'm going to say I would like to diversify.
Did you want to log into BBO?
Oh, yeah. Let's do it after this pick because I don't want to mess anything up. So, yes, I will do that. Okay, so Chase goes 1. Are you fine with, I was just going to say Bijan or Saquon? Yeah, I actually need some more Bijan, so I'm actually really happy with this. Yes, let me log into Best Ball Overlay. We'll talk about that, and then we can follow along to see what everybody else is doing in this bigger board. So good luck to everybody who's joined us. We appreciate you. Joe goes Gibbs. That's who I got in another one. 5 spot goes Jefferson. So
it might have been the guy who just said he was number 11.
Okay, I'm sharing this, and then yes, DC. Okay. So we have the Snowman is in, and he is the 1 hole. So he got Chase, DC Hawkeye in the 5 with Jefferson. So we have a fun full group here for a bigger board. So it took a little while to fill, but we got to talk through some free agency stuff. But this is going to be a fun one, guys. So I'm looking forward to it. Good luck to everybody. This is awesome. So yeah, I don't have much Bijan yet, Steve. So I'm really happy that it just happens to be just, my pick numbers. Like if I get 1 or 2, I've gotten, I don't even think I have a ton. I honestly haven't gotten a ton early. And when I do, it's more like 4 through 6. And I've taken more. Actually, I have the most Gibbs out of that like middle range. So I've had a lot in the back half of the draft, which I've said I don't mind. For Omega King, who's on the board now, I don't mind the back half of the draft at all, because I like that area of like either a receiver or a strong running back or double tap running back. So I don't mind that at all. But I haven't gotten a ton early. But go ahead.
No, I actually have a decent chunk of 1-2, so I'm pretty solid on Chase Barkley. But 3 through 5, I'm just like totally missing. I'm just I seem to get a lot of 6-7 in the back half. So no, I don't have a ton of Bijan, Gibbs, and Jefferson.
Yeah, absolutely. No, I need more of all of them, because your first round, you do kind of want to balance it out. Yes, I do have some guys I like more than others, but you do kind of want to balance it out. So let's read through it here before we come up. So again, I'll just say Snow went Chase, then 2 went Barkley, we went Bijan, Joe went Gibbs. What was his handle or his name? DC Hawkeye. Went Jefferson, Frank went, and then it went Lamb at 6, Puka to Frank, Amon-Ra to Paul at Legion 13. And then we're coming back around and we'll look at things. Nico at 9, BTJ at 10, Derrick Henry to 11, and then Omega King double stacked up Malik Neighbors and Devon Achane. So that is fun. Gotta like that. Okay, I'm going to pull this tab over so that we can kind of look through what we want to go do. Brock Bowers, Lad McConkey, AJ Brown, middle of round 2. So we're up in 1, Steve, after Joe. Top of the board, you can see it, I assume. Tyreek Hill, Josh Jacobs, Bucky Irving, T. Higgins. What are you leaning?
I'll let Joe make his pick.
Well, you better pick quick, because okay, so he goes Tyreek Hill. I'd say I'm leaning
Higgins or Jacobs.
Okay, I need some more Higgins, and I'll just say that opens us up to something. So you I have no poker face at all. None.
Literally the worst.
You've always said I have like the worst poker face ever. That's playing out here. Okay, so we start Bijan, Higgins. We're up again in 3 here. If Bucky falls, do you want to go there, or do you want Terry? Oh, Terry just went. Terry goes to Snow. So are you interested in Bucky? I made a case. I just wrote an undervalued article. I'll say Bucky and DJ Moore. We just talked about I let Jets kind of fall even with the news. Okay, so Bucky goes. So how do you want to handle this?
I'm fine going Moore.
Yeah, I want to, as you can see, 23%. I have DJ Moore ranked over Garrett Wilson. I love Garrett Wilson too. I mean, I just think this Ben Johnson offense is going to be
and now that Caleb Williams, they just rebuilt the offensive line for him. He went from running for his life last year. He should have a lot more time, and that should pay off for DJ Moore.
Thank you, Joe. He said, congrats on filling $100 contest live on stream. Quite the flex. Thank you. And thank you for joining us. And thank you again to all the people like Omega King and folks in here for joining and tagging people on Twitter to help us get this filled. This is fun to do. Worst things you could be doing at 6:45 on a Monday on the free agency frenzy kickoff. So this is a lot of fun. So let's see what everybody is doing here to start their first few picks. So Snow at the 1 spot went Chase, JSN, Terry. I like that. Joe went Gibbs, Tyreek, Breece Hall. Very nice. And then the 5 spot, DC Council went Jefferson, Jonathan Taylor, Garrett Wilson. King of Kings is on the clock now. Puka, Ladd, and Trey McBride. And now Legion 13 is on the clock. Amon-Ra, AJ Brown, and Kyron Williams. And then it won't be until our guy Omega King at the 12th spot. So fun starts for everybody. Now this next turn will be interesting. because there's somebody I want.
Just don't. I know exactly who it is. This is so terrible.
So should I use private chat to
You don't have to.
or should I talk in code? Should I talk in code or use private chat?
I just sent you who I think it is.
Oh, it actually wasn't. Yeah. Oh, well, here. Yes, we'll use private chat. So I'm not just talking like a weirdo. We could try for yours first and then see if that happens.
Yeah.
Is that what you want to do?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
we are talking in code.
Oh boy, this is painful. But good luck to everyone else.
Okay, let's see what everybody else is doing here. Okay, Mega King started. Malik Neighbors, Devon A. Chain, Mike Evans, A. Flowers. So nice 1-3 start there. And then working our way back to our guy, Legion 13, Paul at the, what is he, at the 8 spot? Yes, at the 8 spot. Jalen Hurts, did he? And he got AJ Brown. So ASB, AJ Brown, Kyron, Jalen Hurts. That's fun. So let's talk where the quarterbacks went. Oh, wait. Okay, Jaden hasn't gone yet. So it's gone. Lamar was the only one in the 3rd round. That doesn't happen very often.
No.
Josh Allen all the way to 40. And then Jalen Hurts, Paul got a nice stack there, getting Hurts with AJ Brown at pick 41. Yeah. So we'll see if Jaden goes or if it makes it back to Snow, who took Terry. We shall see. Nope. Jaden went to Joe Pano, who's a Washington fan. No surprise. Okay,
let's go with your option.
You want to go with my option?
Yeah.
All right. To the 1 spot, I'm very, very sorry. I desperately wanted Joe Burrow in a bigger board. So, so I got my T. Higgins, Joe Burrow stack. So Snow, I'm so sorry if we sniped you, but just know that I've been wanting to get Burrow. Okay, so we are because this is my 3rd or 4th big, and I've been wanting to get Joe Burrow in a bigger board. So, okay. So Burrow, Bijan, Higgins, DJ Moore, we're up in 2 on the board. We have Tet, Roma Dunze, Mixon, Rice, Kittle, at 51. What happened with, where did Omari and Hampton go? Okay. We're back on the clock.
Could you go back?
Yeah. He went at 44. Okay.
Yeah.
What do you 20 seconds?
I take Tet.
I'm just going to throw out one thing and put it in queue. What about this to open us up to a Purdy stack? I have Purdy on multiple.
No, we already have our quarterback.
Okay. Yeah. The top quarterback. Okay. So you want to go Tet?
Yep.
Okay. We'll just let that play out. Okay, let me switch over to the full board here now that we made those stressful decisions, and now we can relax for a bit, check in with chat. Love that you got Joe Pano. Love that you got Jaden Daniels, Joe, as a Washington fan. That is so fun. Okay, so all right, let's catch up with chat. Is Meg sweet on Higgins in more than a fantasy sense? He's too young for me. I actually have crushes on the old guys like Aaron Rodgers and Matthew Stafford. I need to stay in my age bracket. All right. He can't be disappointed getting so did he get Devonta Smith and Rome there. Okay. So yeah, so Snow started Chase, JSN, Terry, Devonta Smith, Rome. I'll talk in code again. We won't take Caleb. I'll just say it. You can have Caleb. I won't snipe you twice.
Okay.
He says it's fine. I'm such a nice person. I'm like, I didn't want to snipe you, but I really wanted a bigger board Joe Burrow stack. So that was part of my reason for wanting Higgins. But yeah, no, some of these guys could be my sons. So my football crushes are the old quarterbacks. All right. So Joe goes Kittle.
Yeah.
So yeah, we mentioned what Snow did with his first 5 there. And I'm sorry, what it was, I just want to get it right. What was the name of the guy in the two hole? Or is it just the 5 hole?
I think it's the 5 hole.
Okay, that's right. Just wanted to make sure I had it right. That's right. And his is DC Hawkeye. Okay, so Joe goes Jaden Kittle with his last 2. DC Hawkeye goes, he's the one who got Amari Hampton. I've been keeping my eye. I am obsessed with Amari Hampton. I think, Steve, I have a feeling Hampton, really think Genty's going to the Raiders or early, like Raiders or Bears. And I think Hampton is going to go like in that, like, I think he could go top half. What do you think?
Top half of the first round?
Yeah. I think he could go to to someone like the Steelers or, like to an early playoff team, essentially.
Yeah, maybe an early playoff team. I just think too many teams in the top half of the first round just have much bigger needs or just don't need it.
But what if Genty, say Genty goes to the Raiders or Bears, wouldn't Dallas be open to taking
No, Dallas has kind of said that running back, they need a running back, but it's not our top priority. I mean, I think Genty could change that if he fell to 12, but I don't think they're going to reach for running back when they have so many needs.
Okay, so we're back up in 1. I do want to talk more about that, about this running back, because I do have a strong opinion about that. So 113, Burrow, Bijan, Higgins, DJ Moore, Tet, we're up at 70 and 75. Did you put something in private chat that I should look at?
A while ago, but
okay.
Can you look at running back?
Oh, sorry. Yes. Lots of ones that 2 that I like.
Let's just take Caleb.
I would like Caleb. He's another one that I think is going to get a potentially good landing spot. So I'm glad you said that. You had kind of said about Pickens that you're still open to him, but you'd like to let him fall, which he has fallen. So I'll say, I talked about earlier, this is all reacting to free agency news, right? I had said earlier, if Russ goes to Tennessee, I think that really boosts Ridley.
Oh yeah, the deep ball thrower Ridley can be at his best sometimes going vertical.
I did not cue Tyron Tracy. I do not like Tracy. I was just cueing Pearsall, and good pick. He got taken. Okay, so we took Caleb Johnson, rookie out of Iowa. Then it went Pearsall, Montgomery, Jones, and Buka, and we're back on the clock. Do you want to take a falling George Pickens, or do you want to take Ridley?
What's the rest of the receiver look like? I like Ridley would probably be my choice, but let's go Ridley.
Okay, so you want to go Ridley?
Yeah.
Are you worried if they don't get Russ, it could be like a really terrible quarterback though? But I guess he still had like nice big weeks with bad quarterbacks last year. So.
Yeah, I'm still fine with Ridley.
Okay, let me switch the board back and then talk through the Ridley over Pickens at a falling Pickens. How far do you think Pickens is going to fall farther than 75?
Maybe a little bit. It's just, I do think it's tough with not knowing the quarterback. Even if we assume that's Rodgers, I think Metcalf kind of becomes the one there. And it's like, is this team capable of 2 top 75 receivers? This is not, and they do use a tight end. So maybe I think this is right around when I start to feel comfortable with it's like, Shakir's right there, Jacoby Myers. These guys are probably going to get way more targets. And we definitely know their quarterbacks. So I obviously would have wanted Pearsall or Mbuka to fall back, but I'm fine with
let me just go to chat really quick. So Joe says he has 25% Hampton out of 130 drafts. I think I'm somewhere around 20. I didn't look at it. And DC Hawkeye said in the 5 spot, said jealous of that Hampton exposure. Glad I could grab him there. Yeah, I think that's a great pick. I just think, so where do you think is Hampton's most likely? Because I personally think if Genty is taken by the Raiders or Bears, that I thought he would go to Cowboys, but you're saying Cowboys said they might go receiver somewhere.
Yeah, I don't think Cowboys taking him. Now, again, if they trade back later in the first round, maybe they'd be interested. This is the thing. This is not a 2 running back draft, like say.
No, and that's the thing. I was going to say my strong stance is I think Hampton goes earlier than people expect. I think he's definitely going first round, and I think he goes somewhere in that middle of the first round, whatever that may be. I think I wouldn't be shocked if this is like a 3 running back draft. I think Saquon brought back like, it's a copycat league, and they saw like what a dominant running back can do. I think we could see more running backs in the top 50 than we've seen in a very long time.
Yeah.
Would you agree with that?
Yeah. And so what I mean is, like, when Jahmyr Gibbs got pushed up into the first round and where he went, Lions were very aggressive with him. After him and Bijan, big gap. I mean, a chain eventually had value, but it was just a massive gap in terms of running back talent. Yeah. This is not that case. Like, you could easily, the Raiders or Bears, who have early second round picks, Bears have 2 of them, could just say, hey, we're going to get a Ohio State guy. We're going to get Caleb Johnson,
Let me just check in with chat before we get to our pick. So yeah, Joe said he has 25% Hampton. DC Hawkeye got Hampton. Index of suspicion. Good to see you. He said, any chance with Russ back with Pitt? Possibly. It just sounds like the Aaron Rodgers smoke feels really real.
Yeah.
But it would be a reunited with DK. Al Boogie, always good to see you. Hi guys, got here late. And then index suspicion, he has a lot of Ridley. I need more. I had a ton of them last year. I do want more. And especially if a guy like Russ lands there, then I do want more. And then always good to see our guy, Jamie. He says, hello. Good to see you as well. A few more. I'll get to that after we make this next pick. Pickens is off the board. Sorry, let me share this and then let's talk this through. Am I sharing the correct board here? Okay, so we're 1 pick away. Joe's on the clock. Had a little run on quarterbacks there. Or had a big run on quarterbacks there. So Joe's up now. So we have 1, 2, 4 going. What are you thinking, Steve?
I would probably either take a receiver or tight end here.
What is wrong with my queuing? Okay, so Joe goes Mooney. Okay, my queuing situation. So I was going to queue Tyler Warren and Mooney. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, we got to make a decision. Go Tyler Warren.
Okay. Yeah, I don't love. Okay. Okay, and then we're up again at 99. Is there a particular receiver?
I would take Jonnu out. Yeah,
I am. I'm trying. It's not moving fast. Okay, so I queued up. Sorry, it's not you. It's me.
Can you look at running back real quick?
Yes, I mean, definitely do need to kind of catch up there. Don't love the top. It's Pacheco, Etienne, Charbonnet, Najee. So, oh my God. Sorry, my queuing is just not happening for me. Okay, Mims goes. Those
I go Najee.
What about, can I propose Hunter?
I don't think this is the team for Hunter.
Why?
Because I think we need to catch up at running back big time. Running back's been.
But then we can just hammer running back. I went Hunter on big board teams, the bigger board teams. There's a reason for this. Okay, well, do you want Najee?
Yeah.
I think this is a mistake. This is why they call it Sibling Showdown. We don't always agree. You and I have been so bullish on Travis Hunter, and we had a chance to get him at it's still pick 100, but can I ask?
It's 17 spots ahead of ADP for a guy who we still don't know what his role like. You
and I are both super bullish on Travis Hunter.
Yeah.
But I think, and part of we did a couple shorts on it. We did a show on it. I wrote an article on it. We're bullish on Travis Hunter because we think the risk outweighs, the reward is worth the risk, basically.
Yeah.
It's 20-round draft. It's 25% advance rate. In this, it's 33% advance rate. So, if he pops off at the end of the year. So I want to have more bigger boards with Travis Hunter. We could have caught up on running back, Steve.
Not with the way people are drafting. I mean, even like good secondary backs like Warren and Charbonnet were already off the board. Like, running back is, people are taking it more seriously in this kind of draft than a lot of big boards.
Yeah. Where do you think Najee lands?
I think that's interesting. I think you have the AFC West.
Legion 13 is smart. He got Travis Hunter. He took my let Steve's mistake be your success.
Oh my. But no, the AFC West essentially all need a running back. So Chiefs probably aren't going that way with the Elijah Mitchell signing, but
Yeah.
if the Chargers don't bring back Dobbins, they need a guy. Broncos absolutely do, and Raiders probably going to have two. So they're not planning on Genti in the first round, and they could be like Najee and pairing them with Trayvon Henderson or something like that.
All right, let me catch up in chat, but then we'll talk about the Travis Hunter thing and then the Najee stuff, wrap that up. But Al Boogie said got here late. Jamie joins us, got here late. Let's see. Cowboys need to sign Keenan. What do you think about Keenan Allen quickly? So I can go through this.
Yeah, I mean, he made the comment he wants to go back to LA. I think that's still on the table for the Chargers. It's not on the table for the Rams. So
yeah.
But again, money talks. So yeah.
Disbanded Brotherhood with the period. Stay on brand. I like it. Great to see you. Rogers to Pittsburgh seems real. Omega King, who's in the 12th spot, absolutely agree. Which I think is a perfect fit, quite honestly. I do think that makes a ton of sense. Fields of Garrett Wilson singing Reunited feels so good. Yeah, the Ohio State connection. Rogers, Albook says Rogers way better than Pitt to feed his wide receivers. So I assume he means is better than Justin Fields to feed these receivers, right?
Probably. Yeah.
Okay. He asked Warren over Andrews and best ball. He did not like that. We like Likely a lot. We don't know. I mean, I think Warren will likely. Excuse me. I think it sounds like Mark Andrews. I don't know. We don't know if Mark Andrews is going to stay or not. Yeah. But we kind of do think Mark Andrews is a little bit on the decline, and we've got an ascending rookie. We're higher on. I mean, I'm speaking for myself, but I think I'm speaking for Steve that we have Warren ranked higher than Andrews, right?
Yeah, and I mean, Andrews
and we really like Likely a lot too. Go ahead.
Andrews is fine in this range, and if we had Lamar, that'd be one thing. But
okay, Steve, we're on the clock. What about this with our second? Yeah. What is going on with my queue? It's annoying the hell out of me. As you can see, he was my cover boy in the undervalued articles that I wrote on Fanspeak today. Check that out. I have the show. Yeah, 33% of them. I'm not going to hide it. I love it. So we got 2, 3, 4 going. Oh my gosh. Do we just totally stay on brand?
I mean, definitely. I wonder.
You said you want to catch up on running back.
I wonder what the one spot's going to do.
Yep. He did it. He got it. He got us back on the snipe of Burrow. No, good pick by Scatterbo. Love that pick. Obviously, what do we do now? I know you love Trey Harris.
Harris or Diggs.
I have rookie fever then over Diggs. Diggs is
probably going to get a pretty good deal. Wouldn't be surprised.
He's going to get a bunch of 1 year. Okay, 10 seconds. I mean, I don't love anything else here. So
Harris or Diggs. Diggs will probably end up on the Patriots tomorrow, and we'll be wanting him with May. But
no, wait, you said Diggs will be on the Patriots tomorrow?
They're going to sign somebody, and the options are getting limited.
Well, since you didn't let me take Travis Hunter, who could be a Patriot, I had to take Trey Harris, who could be a Patriot.
That's amazing logic.
Let's catch up.
The Andrew question, yes, I like him in that range, but I think he's going a little too high. I think Warren just has a much higher upside. Andrews was very touchdown dependent last year. Can that happen again? Of course, you're with one of the best offenses, but Warren just has incredible upside, the way he can be utilized, and we're hoping he doesn't go to the Colts because that's like the one team that probably won't utilize him correctly.
That would be okay, let me finish catching up with chat. Here, Jamie does not love the Najee pick. Would rather take Swift. I think Swift could be, with.
I think we have a better idea of where Najee would be than Swift.
Yeah, he's not on Ben Johnson's Christmas card list. I don't think so. I don't know. I just don't feel confident what his role is going to be with the Bears if he stays with the Bears. And I think Najee will get a decent landing spot. So I definitely have him over Swift, but I still wanted Travis Hunter. Our guy, Tyler, thank you, Tyler, for sharing this so that we could get this bigger board filled. You and all the other folks that shared it are much appreciated. Thank you so much. How funny would it be if Najee went to Cleveland with Pickett?
I would not be surprised if Najee goes to like the Bears if they're getting rid of Swift. I would not be surprised at all.
Yeah.
Najee is exactly the type of running back that Ben Johnson likes. He's a David Montgomery kind of clone. And, we saw what Ben Johnson can do with that.
Okay. Al Biggie was saying Rodgers is way better for Pitt than Russ to feed those receivers. So I think that Rodgers to Pittsburgh makes a ton of sense, actually.
Yeah, I mean, look, if Rodgers wants another winning season shot, what better place in Pittsburgh who doesn't miss the playoffs?
What are we talking? Not touching lower leg injury players. Did we draft one? I'm trying to think who we.
I think he's talking about Diggs.
Oh, there it is. Okay, I just think some of these guys, when we've seen the decline, I'm just not as interested. I know this is.
Yeah. I don't think we've seen a decline yet on Diggs. He was playing really well before he got injured. And I think.
But how is he going to come off the ACL?
I mean, that's the question. But the reports were basically the reports were of all the free agents, he's probably going to get the biggest deal.
Okay, I'm guessing Index of Suspicion does not agree with our take on Swift, which I totally respect. Totally understand if you don't. Okay. He's saying his Chicago days are numbered, so he does agree with that. Okay. Mike Robb, breaking news. Reports out DC suggests Meg has been bullying Steve for his streaming passwords have now gone past 12 months using all Steve's, creating havoc on his suggested row. Oh my goodness. Mike Robb, you keep us entertained. Okay, let's catch up with the rest of chat before we look at our next picks. 1 out of every 5 catches for Andrews was a TDO. That's hard to do every year. Yeah, the touchdown regression.
I think Andrews is fine in this range. It's just I'm going to take Warren above him unless I have Lamar.
Oh, I didn't. This must be breaking news from Al Boogie. Slayton re-signed with the Giants. I'm surprised. I thought he'd be on the move. Yeah, I thought he'd be on the move.
I was hoping he was maybe going to be the Patriots' target.
I know, because I've been actually taking him a lot late.
Yeah.
And I think I've heard Tyler talk about him. I know you've talked about him. Only injury I'm full fading is Ayuk. I haven't taken much of any Ayuk yet either. That one kind of just makes me squeamish too. Because that was not a clean.
No.
Yeah, wait,
I'm trying to catch up on some news.
Right.
Patriots got Matt Collins. We can stack him late with Drake May.
I'm good. Okay, so let's take a look at what we got, and then we'll plan our next 2 picks, and then we can see what all our folks in the chat have been doing. So we are at 2, 3, 5, 1. 2 picks to go. Mayo. I mixed their names together. May Burrow. That was fun. Burrow, May, Bijan, Caleb Johnson, Najee, T. Higgins, DJ Moore, Calvin Ridley, Trey Harris, Tyler Warren. Okay, like that start, but what do we do now? This is not. Oh, I know you like Samson and.
Can you show the full
just
thing?
let me. The queuing thing is not working. Hold on. Just let me get these guys queued so we have something in there. This is terrible.
Go with Samson.
Okay. This is not a ring. I know you like Tillman, but. We're at 140. So can we just do Samson?
Yep.
Good. Okay. Thank God. Okay. We're up in 3, 4. Now 3. I don't really like anybody in this area. I know you like Tillman.
I like Tillman. I like Rico Dowd. That's about it.
Any second tight end you're interested in here, or think we can just wait on 2 later ones?
I think we can wait on 2 later ones.
I'm fine with Tillman here and get a 6th receiver. What do you think?
Okay. Yeah, I'm good with that. I mean, definitely worried about who's going to be throwing the ball.
Yeah. I do want to be careful with my Cleveland exposure for that very reason.
Yeah.
So, all right, let me share the board, and then we'll take a look at what everybody has been doing. Okay. Yes, Slayton to the Giants. Why? Injury I'm full fading is Ayuk. Yeah, I haven't done. And then Paul says, RIP to my 50% Slayton exposure.
I was 25%. So
yeah, I don't know what I'm at. I'll have to look. I was at like 20.
The one thing I will say with the Giants is whether it's Ward or Russ or something like that, it's going to be better than last year. It should be at least.
Oh, are you talking Cleveland?
Quarterback play. No. Well, that potentially as well. I meant Slayton and the Giants.
Oh, right. Yes. Sorry. And then, well, to our pick, getting Samsonite. I like that. And then I like mixing another rookie in, quite honestly. Index of suspicion, medically speaking, when you dislocate an ankle, it's usually accompanied by a fracture in the leg. So, yeah, I mean, just being extra careful. I mean, I've certainly been burned by being too bullish on guys coming back from injury in the past. So I think just in general, I want to extra look into it. Like I know there was videos of Rashee Rice making, and I've never been on Rashee Rice because of the injury, or excuse me, the suspension stuff too. But I know there was like lateral movement all those lateral movement stuff got me with Chubb last year.
Oh, I know. I mean,
think
about that was in like May when he's doing these lifts and lateral movement in May or June, and everyone's like, got to move him up. Guy barely plays,
Yeah. Chubbs was someone that I was just rooting for so much too, but
yeah.
All right. So let's see what everybody in chat is up to. Now we have a mini break here because I have the full board up, right? Yeah. So after getting a lot of receivers at the one spot, Snow got David Montgomery, Aaron Jones, who obviously resigned Vikings. Just tell me how many picks away we are.
5 picks.
Okay, thank you.
6 picks, but yeah.
David Montgomery, Aaron Jones, Jonnu, love that. Zach Charbonnet, Pacheco, good old Cam Scatterbo, Xavier Legette, Bryce Young, the nice stack there. Because it's that was his first stack, so very nice. And then Joe, how many? Okay, we have a couple more. We can go through a couple more. His last few picks here. He had gotten running backs early, so kind of the inverse. Luther Burden, Khalil Shakir, Darnell Mooney, Cooper Kupp, Keenan Allen. That'll be fun to see where Keenan Allen lands. David Njoku, Trey Benson, and Justin Fields, who we're talking about. Definitely a fantasy asset now.
We're up next pick.
Okay. And then we'll look at the other guys in chat in just 1 minute. Joe's on the clock. We are at 2461. Amari Cooper, Bond, Kate Otten, Dontavian Wicks, that's the running backs. Oh, there was a run on running backs. That's not great.
Yep.
All right, 17 seconds. I don't like any.
Go at receiver, tight end.
Yeah. How about Pat Freiermuth? We talked about it.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
Talked about the open of the field, the middle of the field. Oh, I just realized Hunter Henry's there, and that's why you use the best ball overlay because it shows you your stacks. Shows you your percentages, shows you your stacks. I mean, we could double tap a tight end and be done.
What's wide receiver at?
Yeah. So Cooper, Bond, Dontavian Wicks, Whittington, Thielen, your guy. Put him in queue. I have an alarming amount because of Steve. And then running backs, don't love this area. You're right. This room was strong in the running backs and for good reason.
Is Jaden Higgins still there?
We're on the clock. Noel is still there later. I'm guessing Higgins is gone. Yeah, gone. 20 seconds.
I'd say either Thielen or reach for like a Noel.
I mean, we should be able to get that later.
We don't want Henry.
Okay, so you want Thielen?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, we should be able to get a rookie on the next go around because we will be up again at 90. So if there's a rookie you like as the 8th receiver, we should be able to get one there. So, you know what I just realized in getting, I'm kind of bummed out we didn't get Henry, so I apologize. I messed up on the grabbing Freiermuth because we're talking about instead of Henry. But I do think that getting Freiermuth, we could open ourselves up to a very late Rodgers stack. If I don't know, he might be going earlier now, but just throwing that out there. But we have 2, 4, 7, 2. Kind of need one more quarterback, receiver, tight end, and 2 more running back, most likely, right?
Yeah.
Are you disappointed we didn't? I have a lot of Hunter Henry already, so I'm not that upset about it. Yeah. But who knows? Maybe one of the rookies at running back or receiver that we get, or maybe we'll get a late tight end. Like you said, they re-signed Hooper, so that might not be, but maybe one of the running backs or receivers that we drafted end up on the Patriots for a mystery stack, essentially. Okay, so sharing the screen now, and then we can check in on the rest of the draft. So last couple picks, so I went through Joe's last few picks. Fields, RJ Harvey, Ollie Gordon. I know those are some late running backs you like. And then DS Council, last few picks. He got Caleb, who fell past ADP at 116, who I know we were considering and probably should have grabbed. But so I like a nice pick there. Caleb, Stephon Diggs, Goddard, JJ McCarthy, Cole Kmet, Anthony Richardson, and then King of Kings, Tank Bigsby, Romeo Dubs, Ray Davis, Jake Ferguson, and he got Noel. Legion 13. He's the one who got Higgins. So Trevor Lawrence, Jaden Higgins, Isaac Rendo, Alec Io Manor, and then Omega Kings last few after going some early receivers. He had gotten a Baker stack and then got Tucker Kraft, Christian Kirk, Rashad White, Tajee Spears, Jerome Ford, Evan Ingram, Derek Carr, Jackson Dart. So we are coming back around here soon. Let me catch up with chat really quick. And tell me how.
Went in the 15th round.
Oh, okay.
Some breaking news: Javonte Williams to the Cowboys on a 1-year deal. I'm sure people are going to start drafting that. It's not going to change my opinion, because I think the Cowboys are adding multiple backs.
Okay. Oh, I just saw your private chats. Yeah, we need to. Okay, so let me go to. I definitely think. Hold on, let me switch over here so we can strategize our next two picks. So we're up at 190, 195 here. I mean, if Hunter Henry falls all the way back, do you want to just take him?
What's
because we're up again in 5 picks. I mean, unless you want to take Javonte.
No.
I say take Henry and then a running back.
Take Henry.
Okay, so we'll do that. And then let's talk about running back. I know you're frustrated we didn't get a running back earlier, but I don't know. Someone in chat mentioned Nick Chubb. So you don't even like Javonte even in this range?
No, I would.
You just think that they're going to draft a running back decently high?
I think they're also very likely to bring back Dowdle or something like that.
Okay, so what do you want to do here?
Brashard Smith, I guess, or Justice Hill.
We already have 2 rookies. I'd say Justice Hill.
Okay.
We have Caleb Johnson, Dylan Sampson, so we're not all mystery bucks,
Yeah.
Listen, I'm so bullish on this running back class. I've drafted a ton of 3 or 4 running backs, but I'd feel better with doing that. And then we're anchored by Bijan too, and I love those 2 rookies and Caleb Johnson and Dylan Sampson. So I'm totally fine with that. So now we have a 2-5-7-3. Just need 1 more quarterback, 1 more receiver, 1 more running back. Let me switch over here. Oh, I'm sorry. I apologize. I did not switch the board, so I apologize for my. Hold on 1 second. All right, so now we got the big board up, and then let me catch up with chat. Let's see here. Oops, I scrolled down too much. Apologize. So you said it was Javonte Williams on a what? How long of a
1-year deal?
Okay,
$3 million, but that's
okay. So index of suspicion, Chubb is a sleeper for me this year. I think I have 30%. He was there. I think. I mean, where do you think he ends up going quickly?
No clue. I mean, I think he's going to have to earn it. I don't think it's a tough thing with such a strong rookie running back class. He probably won't sign till June or something like that. After the draft is my guess.
Joe said Barnaby 32 keeps taking his guys. If Rodgers is in Pitt, he'll love Muth. Yes, that's why when I saw him there, I just grabbed him, and then we still got a falling Hunter Henry, so it all worked out. Javonte Williams, the Cowboys to be their number 2. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, I still think that's even questionable if he ends up the number 2 there.
Why? You think they're bringing in multiple?
Yeah, they could bring back Rico Dowdle and draft somebody. They could draft a couple guys. I just think Javonte Williams has just been the most inefficient running back the last couple of years. So to me, I'm just not
Al Boogie said what you said, that, Javonte the Cowboys, but Rico, they need to resign. So that would be interesting if they did that and drafted a guy. I just assumed it would be like one free agent, like Dow, or I don't know, somewhere in that range, or even I just assume they do one and then an early one, like in the second round of the latest.
I have to see how much of that 3.5 million is guaranteed and all that, but I would just be shocked. I don't know why you would be signing the guy that early. Like, at least Elijah Mitchell has theoretical upside.
Index of suspicion is on your side there. Is not touching Javonte. Paul says 1 year, $3 million, not guaranteed to even make the roster.
Yeah.
Pano got sniped on Giddens. Yeah, I love Giddens. Trying to get more of him as well. Yeah, Steve, I'm trying to learn these rookies so much through your content, doing shows with you and reading your articles. Is Giddens the Kentucky guy?
No, nobody's from Kentucky.
Who's the Kansas guy?
Kansas guy is Devin Neal. Giddens is Kansas State.
Kansas, Devin Neal, Giddens, Kansas State. Okay, I'm gonna get this memorized by the time the draft finally gets here.
Kentucky was Ray Davis last year.
Okay, Kansas. That's right. All right, so we will be up shortly for our last few picks here. So yeah, one quarterback, one running back, one receiver to finish out this draft. I definitely made some mistakes here, Steve. I apologize. You made a mistake about Travis Hunter. It's okay. We're all even.
Let's see.
I do think, who got Hunter? It was someone right behind us. Council. I believe he took him. Yeah. And he got Hampton. I like those rookies are fun. Okay, so we will be back up in 3 picks. Let me bring this over so we can take a look here. We'll be back up at 214 to 19.
There goes Rodgers.
Damn it. Not even to one of our guys. I was just going to say, can we get Rodgers to stack with Freiermuth? Wait, did we get Ridley?
Yeah.
Oh, shit. I definitely don't want him. Oh, my God. I can't. Okay, let's get you out of there. You might not even play for a year or two. What about this? Just to
take rest. Just get it done.
Yeah. Got a potential Tennessee stack if he goes there. And then, okay, up in 3. This is the top of the board. I like Will Shipley.
I would go with Antonio Gibson though.
Yeah, he stacks, and I take him in so many of my May drafts. Talk about guys getting replaced. Don't you think he could get replaced?
No, they have so much money invested in both running backs. I just don't know why they would do that. It seems very unlikely.
All right, so you're willing to just do, okay, you want to do Gibson then?
Yeah.
Okay, so then we'll be done there.
Yeah, and just like I love Shipley, but it's almost all contingent value.
Gainwell. If he's using the Gainwell rule, we got a little. That's
a little bit. There's a week or two, but it's just like Gibson was like splitting 50-50. And I know it's a new coaching staff, but Josh McDaniels has historically used multiple running backs. Was it 2014 when they won the Super Bowl? They didn't have a single running back with over 100 carries. They used 4 different guys. I don't think it's going to be that. I think it's going to be 2. And so the point being is, historically, we've seen a lot of like 55-45 splits, 60-40 splits. Even if Gibson's on the low end of that, that's going to be way more than. Shipley is going to be like 25%.
So Mike Robb says, wait, Shane Vereen. I remember
exactly.
He was which years was he? Shane Vereen. I remember the name. I'm just trying to.
I don't know, 12 to 16 or something like that.
Okay, I'm on as the blunt roll. Okay.
Yeah.
I definitely remember the blunt roll. I wouldn't play him in DFS and he'd score like 3 or 4 touchdowns. It would be crazy. The Seahawks Super Bowl. Okay, thank you. Index of suspicion. I appreciate that. Mike Robb says, I think the Cowboys will trade up to get Genty, Missy and Brooks last year. Jerry loves having a star running back. It seems like a Jerry move. It does seem like a Jerry move. I wouldn't be surprised if they went receiver first round, running back second, but I still think they could go running back first.
I think if Genty falls to them, that's on the table, but I don't think they're taking Hampton, 12.
Joe, what are you talking about? It's me, the rake. Your draft can't be bad. You're a sharp guy. You're not paying the rake. None of us in this room are paying the rake. It's the other 5 people.
Don't know. Math checks out there.
Math never checks out with me. I'm saying our drafters are good. And I hope of the 6 of us who are in here, it's 4 of us. Oh, he says it. I hate my team. It's true. It is frustrating when I did a draft that was on, a live stream, but I just jumped in and I just did not love how it turned out. And I'm like, I swear I can do better. Hopefully he's learned to dumb it down for the non-good QBs. I really am bullish on the Patriots offense with Drake May, Patriots offense with McDaniels. What do you think about McDaniels as the play caller?
Yeah, no, I mean, I think obviously he did his best work with Brady, but anyone would. I think what you like about McDaniels is the 2 years where Brady left, that he was still with the Patriots. First year, Cam Newton totally revamped the offense to get the most out of that team. They won like 8 games or 9 games, whatever it was. Then the next year, Mac Jones as a rookie, got a lot out of him. So, Drake May is the combo of that. Young guy, highly mobile and athletic, and just honestly way more accurate than both those guys. So, I think there's a lot of upside there. They definitely need weapons. I don't think Mac Hollins is the answer. So hopefully they get some receivers for him. But yeah, no, I'm pretty bullish on Josh McDaniels. I think he's one of those guys who's just much better our OC versus head coach.
Steve, we didn't get your favorite Gesicki with our Burrow stack.
He went early.
Did he go? I mean, where did he go?
I think 15th round.
Well, I mean, he deserved to move up for sure. I'm trying to find it right now.
Yeah, 15th round.
Yeah, he went before we came back with Hunter Henry.
And Joe took Ertz with the stack.
Yeah,
they both
yes.
went 14th.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, 16th.
16th round. Oh shoot, we're on the clock. We're on the clock. Okay. So I queued up. There's nobody at receiver, but I queued up Parker Washington. I think they're going to address it. I queued up just a mystery box Roman Wilson.
Yeah. I actually would probably prefer Roman Wilson. I mean, Parker Washington already could see De'Ami Brown behind him, Gabe Davis. I mean, I don't know if he's really it.
Yeah, and I think Pittsburgh with having those 2 receivers, unless something gets moved, I think we talked about the middle of the field. Maybe we can get paid back on our shares from last year. Okay, let me refresh this and then we'll check out the chat and then check out the drafts. This has been a lot of fun. We appreciate you guys helping us fill it, joining us in the bigger board, and drafting with us, chatting with us. We really appreciate it. Let me check in with chat really quick. Remember when they thought Brady was a system quarterback? Yeah. Let's see. Fantasy Football Garage says he's clicking Gibson a ton now. T. Higgins still on the sign and trade watch.
Potentially, yeah. But
yeah,
I don't know. Somebody had to really overpay for the Bengals to do that, I feel like.
Yeah. Maybe the Patriots, and then we'll still have the stack.
Yeah.
Gesicki will have games this year for sure. Yeah, Steve's been on it early, and I have a lot of Gesicki, and wish I didn't realize how early he went, but didn't see the board super well in this high stakes bigger board. But again, we appreciate you guys helping us fill us, join us in chat, join us in the draft. Now let's look at the teams. So at the 1 spot, Snow had a 3-7-7-3. He waited on quarterback, but got some fun ones here. Bryce Young coming off that fun end of the season. Sam Darnold, obviously now Seahawks. Kirk Cousins, I think he'll work his way out of there and be in play somewhere. And then David Montgomery, Aaron Jones, Zach Charbonnet, Isaiah Pacheco, Cam Scatterbo, our favorite, as you can see, my exorbitant 50%, 3%. Roshan Johnson, Kareem Hunt, and then Jamar Chase, JSN, Terry McLaurin, Devonta Smith, Roma Dunze, Leggett stacked with Bryce Young, Alec Pierce, Jonnu Smith, Jatavian Sanders stacked, and Brenton Strange, who we talked about off the top of the show. So I like those drafts sometimes where you wait on quarterback, just load up your other positions, feel really good about your other positions, and take quarterbacks who could overperform, which, Bryce Young and Sam Darnold, I definitely think are in that mix.
Yeah, and
What do you
I
think,
really
Steve?
with him going so receiver heavy. I think it was like 5 receivers to start. He stopped at 7, and that's what
Exactly.
you should do, because if you're not getting 3 or 4 scores from those guys, then you're in trouble. So,
Right. What is it? The law of diminishing returns, right? I
yeah,
always have to remember it every draft season. But yeah, no, that's smart. If you're going to go that heavy, then stop. And the 3773 build was super
yeah.
smart. So like that, Draft Snow. Thank you so much again for drafting this bigger board with us. We'll run through our team super quick. 3683. We got a Burrow Higgins stack. Hopefully Higgins stays on the team. May, Hunter Henry, Antonio Gibson, and Russ Wilson. If he goes to Titans, Calvin Ridley, we have that stack. So Burrow,
And if he
May.
stays in Pittsburgh, we have multiple guys.
Exactly. So either way, good point. So Burrow, May, Russell Wilson, Bijan Robinson, Caleb Johnson, Najee Harris, Dylan Sampson, Justice Hill, Antonio Gibson, T. Higgins, DJ Moore, Tet McMillan, first receiver after Travis Hunter, obviously likely to go off the board. Calvin Ridley, Trey Harris, another rookie, fun rookie, Cedric Tillman, Adam Thielen, and Roman Wilson. Little mystery box, Steelers there. We got the middle of the field guys that are hopefully have some opportunities open for them by DK Metcalf and George Pickens. And then Tyler Warren, I'm always trying to get more Tyler Warren shares. I'm up to 23%. Pat Freiermuth and Hunter Henry, I have been drafting a lot with Drake May. So I definitely feel like there were some mistakes that, either my queuing or not paying close enough attention, or probably should have pivoted one way or another. But overall, Steve, I like our team. What do you think?
Yeah, it's definitely the kind that we like to build. And with 2 stronger quarterbacks, we could take the risk on Russ.
Yeah.
And a lot of stack potential for the top 2 quarterbacks where we know they're going to land, and even some for Russ. So I think that all works out. Running back.
I know it went quick, but we started with Bijan and then got Caleb Johnson fairly early. And then I think, Najee, Dylan Sampson as our 3-4 is nice,
Well, and this is,
but this was a sharp room. Running backs were going.
And for us, taking guys like Hill and Gibson, even if they're that 35-40%, satellite back, they're going to get usable weeks for us. And that's what we needed at that point. Because we're not as strong at the top.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so our guy Joe Pano at the 4 spot, 3683. He got his guy Jaden. He's a Washington fan. Jaden Daniels, Justin Fields, who we now know is a starter for the New York Jets. Shador Sanders, who wouldn't be surprised if he is going to get a starting role. It's just a matter of where. Jahmyr Gibbs, Breece Hall, Trey Benson, RJ Harvey, Ollie Gordon. Got some rookies in the middle there. Austin Eckler, obviously stacked with Jaden, Tyreek Hill, Luther Burden, Shakir, Darnell Mooney, Cooper Kupp, Keenan Allen, Michael Wilson, Luke McCaffrey, George Kittle, David Njoku, and Zach Ertz. So you got some late value stacked with Jaden. So, you couldn't get Terry, you get some later guys stacked with Jaden. So that's kind of fun. You're anchored by Gibbs and Breece Hall. I like that a lot. You have obviously one of the 4 elite quarterbacks. Receiver room is some kind of needs some bounce back years or something in that with Kupp and Keenan and Tyreek Hill, but you got a good mix of them, I think. So, and then of course, George Kittle is one of our favorite tight ends. So I like this team. Joe, I don't know what you're talking about. What do you think, Steve?
Oh, and I think he's speculative. Also took Njoku potentially with Shador.
Yeah.
So just some things like that. I think his tight end room is extremely strong. And look, that paid off week 17 for us last year when Ertz and Conklin and guys like that both went
you
off.
and I both had Ertz as the flex and somebody else for our tight end. So absolutely. No. So really, really, really strong. And a fun combo of Jaden Daniels, Justin Fields, giving you that nice floor ceiling too.
Some big time ceiling guys. And actually Shador Sanders could be his floor play quarterback with 2 massive ceiling guys like Daniels and Fields.
Yeah, absolutely. So thank you again, Joe. We love seeing you in here. DS Council was in the 5 spot, 3593. He got a nice falling value on Caleb at 116. JJ McCarthy, Anthony Richardson, Jonathan Taylor, obviously stacked. Omarion Hampton, who we talked about, and he talked about he wanted more of. I love this pick. I have 26%. I want to keep it there or higher. I love Omarion Hampton. Think he's going to get a great landing spot. Joe Mixon, James Conner, Javonte Williams. I think it's fine to stop at 5 because you got, especially those first 4.
Yeah, the first 4 are great. And that's also why taking a flyer shot on a guy like Javonte Williams, if it works out for him, it could pay off.
Yeah.
I know we talk negatively about it, but that's the perfect team to do it on when you have 4 running backs like that who can just
Absolutely.
dominate.
So then his receiver room, Justin Jefferson, Garrett Wilson, Jacoby Myers, Josh Downs, stacked, obviously. Rashad Bateman, Stephon Diggs, Isovis, Kashawn Booty, and Diami Brown, who just signed with, help me, Jaguars? Jaguars, thank you. But a decent deal. I mean, it's a deal that, he at least should have a chance to get reps, right?
Yeah, well, I mean, him signing is the reason why I don't think Parker Washington's really in the mix.
Exactly. And then Dallas Goddard, Cole Kmet, and then a fun rookie shot last with his last pick, Elijah Arojo, who I've taken very late before too. So yeah, no, I like this team. I like this team a lot. Again, built right. You went heavy running back early, so you stopped. And then I like the stacks you got. Obviously, the correlation there. So I like this team. What do you think, Steve?
Yeah, no, obviously, he did the opposite of what the other team did, where they went heavy at receiver and then stopped and put extra running backs. He went heavy at running back and got extra receivers. So.
Yep, exactly. It's either quality, what they always say, quality or quantity, not both. And I think that was very well done. So I like your team, and you got some exposure to guys you wanted, like Hampton. So I like that a lot too. Our guy Frank, King of Kings, at the 7 spot, 2792. Jordan Love, Justin Herbert. That's always a fun combination to get there in the middle of the draft. And that's what we did a whole show on mid-round quarterbacks, and how many good ones there are to attack there. And getting the 2 in that area is really nice. And those are 2 really good ones to get. So Kenneth Walker, Ramondre Stevenson, Tank Bigsby, Ray Davis, Nick Chubb, Woody Marks, Jaden Blue, Puka Nacua, Lad McConkey, obviously stacked, Jameson Williams, Jaden Reed, and Romeo Doubs stacked. George Pickens, got a nice falling value on George Pickens. Jalen Noel, he got some fun rookies too. Mm-hmm. Jalen Noel, Jack Besh, Savion Williams, and then Trey McBride and Jake Ferguson. So because he was able to get really 2 strong quarterbacks and tight ends, he was able to then get volume at running back and receiver. I like this team a lot. Yeah.
Well,
well correlated.
I like how he does it. The dual strong guys at quarterback and tight end. But then he gets his, anchor guys at running back and receiver early, and then just takes these shots on the Jaden Blues, the receivers, Savion Williams. I mean,
Noel. That's a fun, last 3 receivers.
But he already had 6 guys. So, if one of those fails, so what?
Right.
He's fine.
Right. And that's the fun in a 20-round drafts, taking those risks and where you make those stands. And that was a fun one. Okay. We got our guy, Paul, Legion 13 in the 8 spot, 3683, Jalen Hurts, Kyler Murray, Trevor Lawrence. That's a very fun quarterback room. Kyron Williams, Quinshawn Junkins, who I know you are very high on. Steve just did his re-rankings for rookies. It's up on the site at fanspeak.com. I just tweeted the other day. Very high on Junkins, I know. Tony Pollard, J.K. Dobbins, Garendo, Damian Martinez. I like that running back room. Amon-Ra St. Brown, A.J. Brown stacked, obviously, with Hurts. Chris Olave. He got my guy, Travis Hunter, who I have 20%. My goal is 25 in the bigger board contest. Hollywood Brown, Jaden Higgins, Alek Iomanor, Gabe Davis, Tyler Higbee, Juwan Johnson, and Mason Taylor, a nice late rookie, as one of his last picks. So I think he has a nice mix of some rookies, some vets, nice stacks, great quarterback room. I like this. I like this team a lot, Paul. And go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say, I think, 4 of us are advancing. Look, 8 aren't. So having that strong of a quarterback room really helps ensure that you are in position to advance. And so I think that, I guess, was part of it. He still is. I love the top. His running backs overall are fine, but really strong top 4 guys. You feel confident in good starting roles for all 4, assuming Dobbins signs somewhere decent, which I think he will. And then some flyer shots, and same with receiver, like starting off really strong there, and then then you start taking your shots.
But that's fun shots with Higgins. As you can see, I have 33% Higgins, 20% Travis Hunter. Again, we've done tons of shorts and shows and articles about it. Travis Hunter, again, it's a 20, in this it's 33%, but in big board, 25% advance, 20 rounds. You can take risks, and Travis Hunter is a fun risk to take. And I know we're very, very high on Jaden Higgins too. So
Yeah.
love it. Love it, Paul. And thank you so much for joining us. We really appreciate it. And I think Omega King was at the 12 spot, 3773. We talked about Baker from the jump with Chris Godwin re-signing. So he gets a nice Baker stack here. Baker, Derek Carr, Jackson Dart, TBD where he lands, but could have some like end of the year starting potential. And you have obviously 2 other solid vets to protect that. So like that, Devon Achane, Alvin Kamara, Rashad White, obviously stacked up with Baker, and Kamara stacked with Derek Carr, Tajee Spears, Jerome Ford, Kendre Miller, Devin Singletary, then Malik Neighbors, Mike Evans, Zay Flowers, Chris Godwin. So he got a nice double stack there. And then he had also gotten Rashad White. So really stacked up with the Bucs, whose offense we love. Brandon Ayuk, Christian Kirk, and Darius Slayton, and who we just got news is going back to the Giants. Tucker Kraft, Evan Ingram, and Harold Fan Jr. Another, we love these rookie tight ends too. And that's another fun rookie tight end to take very late in the draft and take a swing, especially when you have it paired with like a Kraft and Ingram. Because I've made a mistake that I do like late round tight end builds, and sometimes I wait too late. And then it's like, 2 late rookies with like just 1 vet or something like that. So I like being able to get like a Harold Fannin shot with 2 other 2 other vets. And it'll be fun to see because Ingram has not landed anywhere yet.
No,
right?
and that's also why he's falling.
I think rumors is he's going to visit the Broncos, I believe, which would be great.
No, I'm sure he'll take a couple visits, but I like it. We talked about, I think last week, and I was like, no, not Evan Ingram at cost, but he's already fallen some. And I think he got him here like 12, 13 picks even past his current ADP, which has already fallen. So that's where you should be taking him.
Yeah, and similar thing to what we talked about. Like he went heavy at receiver early, so he stopped at 7. That's smart. Yeah. Really smart to have a nice balanced build of 3, 7, 7, 3. So this was a ton of fun. Let's check in with the chat so that we can see their thoughts on this. Okay, so I'd ended with Cooking Gibson a ton. Okay, so Snowman says, thanks for the sauce, guys. Thank you. We really, really appreciate it. Mike Robb says, Steve, when we win attorney this year, I assume Scatterby will be on the team. We tag the win that you're the number 1 Scataho for his fan club. Absolutely hysterical. Yes, if Steve or I win a tournament with Scatterby, I mean, you've already said, Mike Robb, that I should have a restraining order against him. So I'll need to find his. We'll need to find his.
I think that's why he's assuming you can't tweet him, because you'd be blocked. But
good call. Very good call. Joe Pano, always good to see you, Joe. Thanks, guys. Can't wait to run it back. We definitely will. Paul says, thanks, guys. Thank you. Wait, is this official?
It's not 4 minutes ago I just saw a Raps report. Not official, but they're close to a deal. And maybe it's official now, but
okay. Now I'm not as mad about the Najee pick over Travis Hunter, though. Still, whoever it was in chat, it was one of our friends in chat. I believe it was. I wanted to get it right, but I just lost it. DC Hawkeye, I believe, got Travis Hunter. I still love that, but I love if Najee's going to the Chargers. That is super fun. Ingram talking the Broncos. Peyton could use a joker. Broncos would be definitely nice for sure. So I think I caught up, but again, to all you all guys, Omega King, Joe, Snowman, DC, Paul, all of you guys for joining us in the draft. We sincerely appreciate it. That was fun to do a live bigger board draft, a bit of more of a sweat. And all of you guys that joined us in chat. We really appreciate it. This has been a lot of fun. Tonight, 9:30. I know there's a lot of basketball streams tonight because it's the first day of free agency and it's so fun. So go check them all out, but also come check in on our guys. Andrew and Justin will be back. And let's see my math's terrible. Is it an hour and 45 minutes, 9:30?
Yeah.
Yeah, nailed it. Hour and 45 minutes. Andrew and Justin will be here on the Fanspeak Network, talking through some stuff. Maybe if you join them, they'll do a live draft as well. And then they'll definitely be doing a live draft Wednesday. Tomorrow, Spread and Tyler. Wednesday night, live draft with Andrew and Justin. Thursday night, Sibling Showdown. And then we'll have a strategy show Friday. So Al Boogie said, I think JK was better than Najee. Am I wrong? Probably better
JK is more explosive, but Najee is very consistent, and
Yeah, it stayed healthy for what, 5 seasons in a row, 1,000-yard season.
Not miss a single game.
Yeah, that's pretty damn
And
impressive.
the exact opposite of J.K. Dobbins. But
Yeah,
the one thing I will say is, people talk about his lung explosiveness. He's finished 4th and 5th the last 2 years in 20+ yards runs. Does he get the 40-yarders? No, doesn't have a single one in his career, but he consistently gets those 20+ yard runs. And sometimes that can be where you're at, because a couple years ago, Saquon, he actually had more than Saquon 2 years ago. Guess who had twice as many? Saquon, I'm pretty sure, led the league in this category this past year. Why? Because he went to an elite offensive line. So
yeah, no, him behind the Chargers, I just think will be fun to see, because he's what age is he now? He's got to be what,
27,
26, 27. Okay.
Yeah.
Index of suspicion. We appreciate you. Al Boogie says, great stream. We appreciate you. Thank you guys so much. Maybe we can do one more, bigger board before this is all over, because this has been a lot of fun. And again, we thank you guys for filling it. I think that covered all of the, we covered some live news. We covered all the shows coming up. Any final thoughts for the people, Steve?
No, thank you again. And I know you mentioned, the Schneid's stream, and then the guys stream later at night. Join both of them. We'll be jumping in those as well, I'm sure, and looking at them. So no, it's exciting. Free agency's here. We'll still see some more trades, but now we're seeing these landing spots. So it's exciting to finally can figure some stuff out. And look, people are already reacting. We saw tight ends really move up. We saw Palmer move up.
Yeah.
Et cetera.
Yeah, no, that was fun to see. And then it was even fun for us to speculate, like, oh, maybe we can target Aaron Rodgers. We have Freiermuth. Maybe that didn't work. Okay, let's pivot to Russ. We either have Pittsburgh or maybe he goes to Tennessee. We'll have even more information when you and I come back for Sibling Showdown on Thursday. So this is fun to hypothesize, but now we are working with a little bit more hard news, and this is a lot of fun. So again, we sincerely appreciate you. Tell a friend, help us get to 500, and we'll have a big old party. And stay tuned for get in as many best ball streams as you can tonight, including Cody off the Schneid, our guys at 9:30, Andrew and Justin 9:30. But we thank you for joining us. And for Steve, I'm Meg, and we will see you next time.